episode is sponsored by Kiki Palmer. She had her baby. Now, did it feel like she was pregnant for a long time? Yes. But did she also have a Pisces baby? She sure did. And so, listen, contrary to what some may believe, I believe that she is going to thrive with a Pisces baby, because how could you not? How could you not?
True.
Somebody answer that for me. Okay.
Right.
Kiki, come on the podcast. We would love to have you. You know how much I love Kiki Palmer.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Love Kiki Palmer.
Can you imagine the time the three of us would have?
I mean,
A blast.
She'd want to be a regular host on this show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't blame you, Kiki. Leodis Aldriton Jackson is the name of the baby.
That is a name.
Yes, baby Leo. Is she a Leo? No. Wait, what? No, she's a Virgo. She's a Virgo. Listen, what Virgo woman do I know? There must be one. I don't remember anybody's birthday right now. But Virgo men for me were a little cuckoo. Although I have some great Virgo male friendships. I don't know.
Love that.
But Pisces, her baby's a Pisces. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Welcome to Me and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet. Adrian and Julie here. Julie, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's the 411?
Nothing much. We out here.
Yeah.
Living
life?
It. I mean, life is going pretty good right now.
Okay.
If I may say so myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
For no particular reason. We're just in a good mood.
I love that.
Yeah.
You don't hear that around here.
Depression kicked my I was gonna say watch depression kick my ass just because I said it. Jesus.
I'm happy for you. You look stunning, by the way.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
And you got to wear a dress today. The weather's beautiful. Is it a dress? I don't know if it's a dress.
It is. It's a dress.
It's a dress. Yeah. How many compliments did you get on your hair today?
I did get one.
Okay.
I did get one. Yeah, people love the purple hair.
I know they do. If you've never seen Julie's hair, head over to YouTube, Yumi and Chisme. You can watch Julie's beautiful purple hair on her YouTube videos. And my horrible hat hair. I was wearing a hat all day today, and then I had to run it underwater so that I could have something. I didn't want to wear a hat now that we do the YouTube thing, you know?
The YouTube, right. That makes sense.
You know,
how are you
YouTube
doing?
Stars. I'm good. You know, I also, you know, life is great right now. We're in March.
Yes, we are.
My favorite month of the year. We are a week away from the time changing. The days are about to get longer, and it is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
The Oscars. There's so much. There's March. It's just so beautiful. Spring starts. How could you not love the month of March? I'm going to assume that most people's favorite month is March.
Well, October's pretty nice.
My birthday also is coming up, so you know
that makes sense why you love March.
There you go. Okay, excellent. Yeah, you know, well, to answer your question, I'm doing well.
Love that.
I cried on the way home from the gym the other day.
Lovely.
I did. I felt the day before, I felt myself getting emotional, and I'm like, am I about to cry right now? But I didn't. And then when I pulled out of the parking garage of the gym, I just started to cry. I don't know. Not sad tears, which is usually why I cry in the car. These were more so overwhelming tears. There's a lot of things happening. And nothing bad. I think it was like an overwhelming feeling of like, after 3 years of living in a pandemic and not just the world stalling, but like I think life stalling a little bit. Not that things haven't happened, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also trying to be more in my feelings and
Mm,
appreciate them more and allow
yeah.
them to live through me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, so I just let it all, I let the tears fall.
I love that. Good for
Let the
you.
rain fall down. Thank you.
Okay, Hillary
Um,
Duff.
Hillary Duff, come on the pod. Um,
Please.
yeah, that's it.
I love that. I love
Thanks.
that. It must be so hard. Oh, this is the first time I'm ever going to say this sentence and probably the last, but it must be so hard to be a man. Only when it comes to like that feeling that you're talking about where like and now you cry. Women have that feeling. Most of the time have this feeling. Then you get your period and you're like, that's what it was. That's what it
Oh,
was.
interesting.
And we just automatically know.
I don't feel that I mean, well, I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know if I feel like I repress feelings or like wanting to cry because I am a man. I think,
No, it's like that overwhelming
oh, I
feeling of
see.
emotion
Oh, ah,
of like, I'm feeling a lot. Why am I feeling so much? That is
I see.
so weird. And like any little thing will like make your eyes glisten a little bit. And you're like, wait a
Uh-huh.
minute. And
Uh-huh.
then bam, the next day you get your period and you're like, oh, okay. I'm
Uh-huh.
not going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that.
it's
Oh,
fun.
wow. I mean, listen, that's why you are the most powerful creatures on this planet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank
You give
you.
life to this planet.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
incredible. Um, okay, well, should we get to our fan mail, Julie?
Let's.
Because we have a doozy. And listen, when I'm going to speak for myself here.
Okay.
When the concept of fan mail came to fruition,
Uh-huh.
this is exactly what I had in mind.
100%. This voice memo that we received lets us know that we have curated the perfect audience. The perfect audience. Be more like this voice memo, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we want.
Because it is nosy. Mm.
Yeah, it is. I
And I
love
love
it.
it. Okay. So none other than D has given us a little bit of fan mail. So I'm going to play that right now.
Hey, loves, it's your number one fan here. I have a question for you, Julie, because every time you talk about dating, you exclusively talk about men. Or I'm just wondering, you're bisexual, right? Am I am I imagining that? Because I never hear you talk about women. I was just wondering, are you like sexually attracted to men and women, however, only romantically attracted to men? Because you're looking for a husband, but maybe you should be looking for a wife.
She said, bitch, did you forget? Because I didn't.
D, thank you so much, our number one fan. Truly, you have moved up the ranks, D. You are at the number one
100%.
spot
Yeah.
because you know what? That's the kind of energy we want you to come with. Call Julie out.
100%.
Call Julie out on
Absolutely.
all of her.
Yeah.
Now, don't call me out, but let's call Julie out. Not that I've been called out before. My friend Alex called me out.
Right.
But okay, Julie. I mean, great question, by the way, D. Go ahead, Julie. The
Yes.
floor is yours.
D. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. D. Let's talk about my trauma. No. Here's the thing, D. I am sexually and romantically attracted to all sexes. Lately, I have been playing with the idea of like maybe I am pansexual, not bisexual, because all gender, all everything. I don't discriminate in any way, shape, or form. I am attracted romantically and sexually to all genders and non-conforming as well, all of it. here's the problem with me, who I am as a person. The ladies don't love me back. Okay, D, thanks for bringing it up.
Maybe you haven't found the right one.
I actively look for women. D, if I did have a choice, you think I'd choose a man? D, the answer is no. So I do actively look for women. Women are not vibing with me. And I don't know if it is, I come across a lot of lesbian women. So I don't know if it is the bisexuality that turns off women most of the time. Like, I don't think the media society is kind to bisexuality. I think there is a lot of like underlying biphobia that people do not want to accept. Like, this idea that like women get drunk and make out with women and that's what it is, or I'm going to be with a man and go cheat with a woman, but it's not really cheating because it was a woman, this idiotic idea of what bisexuality means, which I think the lesbian community unfortunately also believes. It's not just a straight thing. So there's that, D, that I go and I look, but I'm hitting 0 out of 0 out here when it comes to women. Women do not match with me. None of them, not the lipstick lesbians, not any other kind. None of them. No one is matching with me. The few times that I have matched with women, it's always a part of a duo already, always already a part of a duo, or looking for an open relationship. It's just not something that I want. So when I say that I'm looking for a husband, it's because a little part of me has lost hope that like I would connect with a woman at this point because they're not connecting with me. Okay. I was in a fairly decent relationship with a woman for a while, and then I broke her heart. So I think that this is my karma.
Wait, well,
Because
why did you break her heart? And when
yeah,
was this?
I just wasn't a very kind partner to her. And
Why do
she
you
was
think
like,
that you weren't kind? What did you do?
I think I was broken, Adrian.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Here's the thing. She was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
She was very nice. And I really needed like a dominant personality to like calm my shit down. And so
Mm-hmm.
because she was so nice, I feel like I either, depending on the day, would on purpose or
Mm-hmm.
accidentally walk all over her because she allowed it to happen. And I didn't like that feeling of what I was doing to her. And it was like in the beginning of like all the Michael stuff that was happening, and I was really looking for someone to fill the void that Michael left. And
Mm-hmm.
she, not that she wasn't enough, but in my eyes, I mean, she was 1,000,000% better than whatever Michael turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because she gave me like 7,000 chances to make it better, and I did squat shit with every single one of them. So she wasn't filling the void the way that I felt like it needed to be filled. So I think I just found myself irritated, and I really don't like a personality that's like, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? I really don't like that. I want you to tell me what to do.
Mm.
Tell me what to do with a stern voice and a firm hand, right? But like kind, but also, I'm a lot, obviously. We know, D, so I need someone to like simmer me down. And
Mm-hmm.
her personality was the opposite of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
would, I think, overcompensate and be even bigger. And sometimes that would translate into meaner. Like, I don't think actively mean, but I was very like casual about her feelings and casual
You were
about her
dismissive.
dismissive,
Mm-hmm.
because not that this was her fault, it was me, but
Mm-hmm.
she like let it happen. She would let me talk to her like that or treat her like that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now who I am as a 30-year-old woman.
You're not old, by the way.
I'm old enough. um I crave that niceness now. And I wish that I could meet a partner that was that kind to my feelings and my being, like, and she was like my concert buddy for a while, and the reason why we connected so quickly is because we realized that we were at a bunch of concerts at the same time before we had met each other, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. But she was too nice. Oh my God, someone's gonna be like, bitch, call your therapist. That is the saddest story I've ever heard. And let me tell you, I mean, the first battle is admitting it. Okay, I've admitted it. So, Dee, to answer your question, I would love to find a partner of any gender, but I think I have resolved to the idea that like it's going to be a man, because nobody else has shown me any interest, and even when I actively seek it, I would love to find someone that's non-binary. I would love to find someone that is not the norm, right? Like someone unique and wonderful and beautiful and special, that is dominant as fuck and tells me what to do. I feel like, sure, I appreciate niceness a lot more now, but I definitely need a dominant personality next to me to like shut me the fuck up sometimes.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, I do still go to therapy. Adrian?
No, that was not my question.
Oh, okay. Oh.
When you say that you want someone dominant, what's the line there where you want someone to take control and maybe to like maybe be like, Julie, you need to calm down,
right?
And where do they cross the line of like, now you're telling me what to do in a way that I don't like? Right. I'm just curious in the sense that like, I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this.
Right. That is a great question. I've never been able to explore how deep that could get, because I somehow find very submissive personalities that are attracted to me, and I do think that they're the ones looking for the opposite, you know what I mean? And I'm just looking for more.
Do you think that you come off as dominant? Like, do you think your personality is dominant?
I think my personality seems outgoing, and people perceive that as like confidence and domineering and that kind of thing. But it's like the reason why I want someone dominant is, if you got to know me, you would know that I'm not always this outgoing person, and I'm not confident. Not at all. So I want someone, I think that line that you're talking about, I mean, I don't know the correct answer, but I feel like it would be related to safety, because I feel like that is what I'm looking for, like a safety of being able to be myself and being comfortable enough with someone that can look at me and be like, calm the fuck down. You know, we're going to do this and then we're going to do that and blah, blah, blah. So it's like safety and being comfortable with someone. And unfortunately, I feel like that kind of stuff is like all feeling based, because my hard line of someone being dominant with me could be someone else's soft line, you know? Right. And it's all about, I think, a vibe, which is idiotic when it comes out of your mouth, but I think that's the only way that it can be.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you what about sexually? Do you like to be dominated sexually when you're
100%?
No matter who.
Tell me what to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like a gentle little flower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course. Totally. I know what you mean.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, the question, we're talking about family, and the question was about you. I enjoy being dominated. Yeah, I mean, I don't like being humiliated, but I enjoy being dominated. I could be dominant as well.
Yeah.
Sexually. I could be dominant in a person in like a relationship, but dominant to me is a very tricky word because it has a certain connotation. If you need somebody to take control and make decisions, I can do that too. But I don't want to be dominant. I also don't want to tell somebody, like, I don't want to tell somebody what to do. Like, I don't want to be a babysitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're an adult. If you're looking for me to add structure to your life, then maybe yeah. Not to say that I don't want, like, not to say that I need somebody who is a perfect human being. That doesn't exist.
Right. No.
And not to say that I don't want to add to somebody's life and help add whatever it may be to that person's life. Absolutely. But I don't want to be a mother, you know?
No.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be mothered. Let's
right.
be clear. Let's
Right.
be clear. Like with the female that I was with, it was a lot of maybe this will narrow it down to exactly what I mean. The kind of personality that I'm looking for, of like, where do you want to go eat? I don't know, where do you want, like, that kind of, that fucking kills me.
So if I were to ask you where you want to go eat, will you have an answer?
No, see, that's what I want you to have an answer.
Somebody else to do that.
I don't even want you to fucking ask me where to go eat. I want you to, this is what I want. I want you to know me so well that you not you know where I want to eat, but you know what I would like. So you're going to take me to a restaurant where I will find something in that menu.
Do we think that maybe is a little, could that backfire a little bit, where like now you're expecting this person to like be able to, what if the what they suggest is like not what you want? Like, what if you're not in the mood to have, whatever it is that they want to eat that day, and you're like, and like, I don't know. Does that make sense what I just said?
Yeah. No, it totally does. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know. It could backfire.
Only because I listen. If you tell me where we're gonna go eat, I'm into it. Tell me where we're gonna go eat. Because I myself am I'm not a very picky eater. So if you're the type of person that is a picky eater, I'd rather you tell me where you want to go eat. Like, don't ask me. If you already know and you're just asking me to be nice, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But if you want me to pick, I can pick. I'm an adult. I can make a decision. But don't tell me after I make the decision that that's not where you want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now we're playing games.
Right. I agree. And also now the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I feel like I want a person that has so many different traits of the friends that I have, right? That they just create their own, like, I want someone that I can travel with, like I travel with Candace. Right, there's no confusion about money. We know the game plan. There's always a leader. You know, we like the same shit, shows, museums, like we're into the same shit, I like the kind of person that Candace is, where like she knows all the good restaurants, and she knows me enough that she's like, here are your 3 options. Now you pick one. Right?
Yeah, I love that. I can do
options.
Yeah, I love
that. I can do.
Yeah,
I like an Angie who always has somewhere to go and is always down to go. Whatever it is. If you're looking for plans, she's going to make plans. If you have plans and you want someone to go with you, Angie's going to go with you. And then I want someone like you, who's uplifting with words, right? Who's kind. I just like, I feel like if I could just, is anyone a scientist? Is anyone out there a scientist? If I could just grab the things from my friends that I like. Yes, I only have 3 friends. No,
that's not true. That's not true, Julie.
But...
respect your other friends.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But if I could just grab these traits from these people in the community that I've built to make my own perfect human. Right. 1, D, it wouldn't be a man. And two, that would be ideal. And then that's why I was just thinking about this today too. TikTok to come, because I did record a TikTok about this, where I was like, sometimes I wonder if like I was talking about Jonathan Majors. Sometimes I wonder if my standards at this point have gotten so high that I'm never going to be happy with a human, because I'm like, I understand compromising. Let's be clear. I'm a grown up. I have gone to therapy, despite what previous stories would have you thinking. So I'm fully aware that compromise, I'm not going to find the perfect human, but my like these little nitpicky things are so detailed that I'm like, I feel like, because I have found someone that's like, so and so was dominant, but he never made time for me. And then I'll try to compromise it by being like, okay, but you feel comfortable with him. And you've never been comfortable with anybody, like sexually comfortable. I'll say it. Sexually comfortable. You've never been sexually comfortable with another human being on this planet Earth, and this human makes you feel comfortable. So maybe I just won't see him as often. And maybe he won't text me as much as I'm used to getting texted. And maybe he'll be late to stuff, or he'll cancel plans. But he's kind and he's funny, and he gives me words of affirmation. So so then that kind of stuff happens, and then that's when I start getting scared of like, am I now losing myself in this compromising? Because I would never let someone cancel plans as much as a specific person did.
But is there not a case to be made for the fact that, now I don't know the ins and outs of your other friendships, right, but is there not a case to be made that your friendships weren't always what you wanted them to be?
Totally.
So there needed to be work, right? Like you needed to work on it.
Yeah. And I think that I mean, I will talk it out until we are both fully aware of where we both stand, until my fucking tongue falls off. Like, I will do it in order for me to make sure that there is no resentment growing anywhere in a relationship. Adrian knows, anywhere in a relationship, I don't want to have resentment in friendships, because I have had friendships like that, and then you never really feel free of that heavy weight until you end the friendship, and then you're like, well, there's that, and then you suddenly feel better. Which should tell you something. But and I think the specific relationship that I'm talking about, I did, I was like, okay, this is us working on it. I have through my feelings of feeling abandoned when he cancels, or abandoned when he, because he does tell me all these sweet words. And when we are together, it's pretty magical. And like, again, I mean, sexual chemistry it's important. It is an important factor of a relationship. And so all of these things, and then, but how much work do you put, you know what I mean? And I think the answer to how much work do you put in is like, if you're starting to feel shitty about yourself now, in some point, you've done enough work, and it's no longer beneficial. And I think in a past relationship, I got to a point where I'm like, I'm feeling more bad about this than I am feeling good about this. And that's not doing either one of, because now we're arguing all the time, and now I'm nagging, and it's becoming annoying and incessant, and it unnecessary. So I need to walk away from this situation.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we're both single, so what do we know?
Not a damn thing.
Right. But we could change that.
We could. D, if you have a cousin,
a friend,
a cousin, a friend, a coworker, a Joe down the street, Jane down the street, I don't know, anyone, my DMs are both of our DMs are wide open.
Hold on.
Wide open. You find someone for Adrian, and for me, we will go on a date. We'll document the whole thing for TikTok.
I'll do it for TikTok, but I'm not looking to get married right now.
Oh, I love how you said that. I'm not looking to get married right now.
I'm not.
I am. The clock is ticking, and by the clock, I mean the biological clock. My womb is dying. So if we could get me hitched already, my mom would thank you, and I'll probably end up thanking you as well.
Absolutely. We'll let
Yeah.
you come on the pod.
Though I will say,
come on the pod.
please, D. I will say I have been watching a lot of true crime. What else is new? But I've been
Oh
watching a lot of true
no.
crime documentaries about what's this show called Meet Mary Murder? Meet Mary Murder? I think Meet Mary Kill. I don't remember. But anyway, it's
Meet
like
Mary
about
Murder sounds more.
it's about couples, right? And like one of them kills the other one. I've heard of like three different stories of women who were like on late 30s, really wanted to have a kid, settled down quickly, got murdered by their
Mm,
husbands.
mm,
So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid that happening to me. Um, but yeah, scary thought.
right. Very scary. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of crazy people out there.
there is. And the last thing I want to do is settle for somebody because my biological clock is ticking.
Right. Well, you should never settle.
Right.
Although sometimes it happens. And then, you get
Yeah,
divorced, and next thing you know, you're living your true love story 20 years later at a
absolutely.
different point in your
Maybe
life.
I just need to have a bad marriage.
You know? I mean,
Yeah.
it happens
Yeah,
all the time. All the
absolutely.
time. Okay, well, thank you, Dee. We really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
If you have any other kind of questions, please let us know. Whatever
Yeah.
you want to know about us, we're happy
Mm-hmm.
to answer. And if we aren't happy to answer, then, well, I guess
We'll
we
still
won't answer.
answer, but
Oh,
we won't
okay.
be happy about it.
Today we were happy, right?
Yeah, we were. We
Yeah.
were.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, Julie, you wanted to bring something up, a little bit of
Mm.
a we briefly touched on it at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the episode, but masculinity, it is
Mm.
a topic that never goes away, and
No.
now more than ever.
Yeah.
So there's been some people talking about Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. There was a
Mm-hmm.
photo shoot, so tell us what's happening.
Oh my God. It's like D, I hate to bring it back, but men are the problem. Okay. So if I'm trying to avoid, but can't help it. Here's the thing. So a couple of things, right? Creed 3 came out, I believe, this weekend, that stars Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors. So they've been doing a lot of press for it. What does that mean? Magazine covers, interviews everywhere, photo shoots everywhere. And one thing that kicked off this discussion was Jonathan Majors did the cover of Ebony. He did a photo shoot. There's a TikTok video on our account about it. He looks phenomenal. But of course, the it was for Valentine's Day. It was the February issue. So it was pink, a lot of flowers. Here's one tweet that came out of that um situation. As a black man in Hollywood, they either put you in a dress or they sass you out. The fear of masculine black men in America is crazy. Then, then another photo shoot was released of Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, and they are embracing very closely. They look adorable. Their faces are touching. Jonathan Majors is behind Michael B. Jordan, and of course, more comments about how is this masculine? These are supposed to be boxers. How is this masculine? These two men. Are we not tired? Are we not tired? And it just got me to thinking of masculinity and what most men perceive it to be, and the reality of it. And who gets to say, right? Like, I don't know. I feel me who I am as a person. I'm like, if a woman were to tell me this is what masculinity is, and they're attracted to masculinity, I feel like I'd go with that definition. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I mean, this conversation is just so like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Why are you so threatened?
Yeah.
I mean, it like what have I mean, I think probably has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of men have never been around um intimacy with
Right.
anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think that's, when you're not around it and you're not used to it, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But what is so uncomfortable about giving another human being a hug? We are on
Mm-hmm.
this earth for a certain amount of time. We are we are a specific type of species that can feel things in a way that a lot of creatures on this planet can't.
Right.
And so why not just embrace it? What are you
Why not?
afraid of? They're gonna call you gay? I mean, if you haven't noticed, being gay is all in nowadays. It's how you make a career in Hollywood. Um, so I mean, it's just like boring. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah, no,
I
totally.
can't fathom. Just can't, like. You're so bothered. Why are you so angry? Oof, you're
Yeah.
so angry. To quote Denise Richards, or Lisa Rinna, sorry. It just is like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
agree. It definitely is. It's a boring thought process, right? Oh, we've never heard this before. But I think it's also like a little bit depressing,
Of
like
course.
a little bit depressing because you see these interactions. I saw that photo shoot of Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, and I was instantly attracted to both of them
Yeah.
immediately. And it's just of their faces and shoulders, right? And I was like immediately like, I'm obsessed with them, right? I see things like Andrew Garfield making out with Stephen Colbert on his show, and I'm like, more of that, please. I would love
Right.
to see it. Right. It's this, and it's not this idea of masculinity. I mean, the thing that really is like they're masculine to me when they do things like that, it's the confidence, it's the vulnerability, it's the unapologetic way to be intimate in a moment, and on a moment that's going to be publicized to so many people. um Jonathan Majors gave an interview recently, and he was talking about how Michael B. Jordan approached him to do Creed 3. And he said, Michael B. Jordan said the following to Jonathan Majors. And it's just something, words that you don't hear men say to each other on a regular basis. And it's not, and the way that Jonathan Major shares it feels like he so appreciates it. And it's just nothing, it's not something you see in Black and brown communities when it comes to men and their interactions with each other. So to woo Jonathan Majors for Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan told him, quote, I want to glorify you.
Mm.
And that, the way that would have taken my breath away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other day, my best friend said, and I told her that the moment she said, I was like, no one has ever said something like that to me. And I will think about it for the rest of my life. She said, you remind me of a sunflower.
Oh.
And I was like, that is the nicest shit anyone has ever uttered to me about me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that kind, if someone told me I want to glorify you,
Right.
I would build a museum of their art. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Um, and it's so beautiful to see two men so unapologetically love and admire each other.
Absolutely. I mean, like, why not? Why not be kind to somebody else? It just is so silly to me.
Yeah.
Somebody that I mean, they're clearly friends. Like,
Right.
why are you so bothered by other people being friends with somebody? And at the end of the day, like, people could say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you're not secure in with yourself enough to be able to have these relationships. Honestly,
Mhm.
that's the saddest part.
Yeah.
we're going to continue to live our lives. You're the one that's going to continue to live a helpless, hopeless, sad, little pathetic life because you can't get over this thought process that like you're not allowed to, or you're not supposed to show emotion towards another man. It's just so archaic. It's such an archaic way of thinking, and it's like, why do you get like, are you bothered by what people are going to think about you? It's 2023.
I mean,
I don't care about what people think about us anymore. That's so 1990. It's just like, it's really sad. And I don't think I mean, I've been out of school for a very long time. But again, I think that like school is the one place where a majority, not all, but a majority of people, public school will, or just any school will get to go through. And it's like, why are we not taking advantage of the opportunity to be able to talk about feelings and relationships and what it means to be a friend and what it means to be another human being? Like, care for each other, love each other. It doesn't have to be, why does everything have to be sexual? It doesn't have to be. So I mean, I saw the photo where their faces were touching, and I thought two things. I was like, okay, now I'm hard, and two, this is really sweet, kind, like it was like, oh, this is a really nice moment. Friends, they love each other.
They love each other.
I would take those types of photos with my friends all the time. I 100%. Do. I enjoy taking photos of my friends. I want to embrace with them. I want to hold people's hands.
Absolutely.
What if we die tomorrow? You want to die being a silly little rabbit when you could die having filled your heart with as much joy as possible? I mean, no.
I agree. I 100% agree. I had a thought and then I lost it.
It's okay. I also and it's a shame because you don't see it in a lot of families either. It's tough growing up. Like, people are really struggling with a lot of different things, whether you're an adult or a child. And sometimes the world and this society has put you in a really tough position, and you have to fight for your life. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have to fight for their lives, and there isn't a lot of room to be emotional because you have to survive. Totally. And I think that also is a big problem. Like, the way that people here are not treated equally, or that a lot of people struggle with just living is so unfortunate, because you're not able to unclench your jaw and lower your shoulders and feel safe around other people. And there's a lot of people that cause a lot of harm. And why people cause harm, I'm sure that there are many different people who have written many different things about why people kill, why people get angry, why people have anger issues, why blah blah blah. But I think that we are creatures of our surroundings, and we are creatures of what this world turns us into. And so I can understand why it's hard for people, but at a certain point, we also kind of have to learn to let our wall down a little bit and embrace somebody. Let somebody love you.
Right. And that what I remembered my thought that I initially lost. That was what I was going to say, is that in order for this to change and these ideas to stop being thrown around when men do a photo shoot and wearing pink, is you have to break generational trauma that has been ongoing. You have to be able to break that. I guarantee that my father rues the day that I got a voice, because I sit him down and talk to him about his machismo and his misogyny constantly. And I check him when he makes comments about women. And I check my brother when he makes comments about women, because he has sons that get to hear it. And when he and I check my nephews when they, are already messing up. They know that they can't just say anything around me. And that's the only way that you're going to change future generations, is to actively call them out, even if they are children, even if they don't fully understand their sentences, even if they say things on purpose to get a rise out of you. You're not going to take this as an aha moment. Great, look at what you did. Now you're getting a lecture. Okay, so I'm not beyond, I am not beyond sitting my brother down in front of his two kids to tell my brother off about his either bad parenting choices or misogynistic takes, because unfortunately my family is part of the problem. And dude, my brother already, like, every time I start, like, he knows my body language where I'm about to be like, Frank, and he's like, oh, please don't start. Please don't start. And depending on how bad it is, I'm like, we're going to push through because you need to hear this. And that's the only way that we're going to change what's happening, because I feel like men are getting angrier and nastier, and not that they haven't always been, but now they're like blatant about it and proud of it in some occasions. And I feel like it's because they really, men as a society, got the ground taken from underneath them when women started realizing the reality of our world, and not only realizing it, because I feel like women have always known, but now they're banding together and talking about it and actively not accepting less from men and demanding respect and demanding them to be better online and offline as well. And I think men don't know how to react to that because the world didn't prepare them for that. The world prepared for them to take control, for them to be the leaders, for them to be all powerful. And when you have a partner that suddenly makes more money than you, you're fucking losing your fucking mind, because the world told you that you were going to be the man of the house and you were going to support your woman. And suddenly it's like, this bitch is supporting me. What the fuck do I do now? They don't know how to fucking act, that's why femicide.
That is the most pathetic thing I've
Pathetic.
ever heard in my entire life.
Or can you be, bitch, take care of me? Why the fuck not? Anybody. I'll take anyone, please. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But I do think that women are realizing how ridiculous it is and putting their foot down. Because let me tell you something. Getting out there and getting on these apps and being able to talk to men, baby, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel out there. The bottom of the barrel. It is hard out there. So women, if you're listening, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And men, for the most part, pathetic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
pathetic.
I also blame the internet, because then the men also, they found each other there and they realized they weren't the only one, and then they were able to, do their little forums and whatnot. I just, do you know any straight men other than in your family?
I do. Yeah.
Oh.
I do.
I think I do. Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah. Interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Not all men are.
You know what? I actively fight against the idea that we have to say that, because if you're sitting there offended by our comments, then maybe you're part of the problem. Because if you're not part of, like, you know what I mean? Like, because it should be known that you cannot make a statement like men are pathetic. Clearly, we don't mean everyone.
A lot of them.
Most of them, but clearly we don't. So if you're sitting there, you're a little bit offended. Maybe you're like, I don't know about this fucking podcast anymore because these bitches, they hate us. Then maybe you need to look inward, go to therapy, find the root of the problem, because I can guarantee you that the root of the problem is not me and it's not Adrian. So I feel but yes, of course, not all men. Of course, there are some good ones out there. Jonathan Majors, please get in touch. Please get in touch. I did just find out you're a father to a 9-year-old daughter. I love kids. So there's that. He is not partnered though, but he does have a daughter.
How
9
old
years
is
old.
Jonathan? Let's see here.
I think he's like 34.
33. He's going to be 34. Jonathan Majors and I were born the same year, almost 6 months apart.
Wow.
His birthday is September 7th, 1989.
7th?
September 7th.
Well, John, gonna write that in my planner. Just keep it in mind. Yeah.
No, Jonathan is fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, where did Jonathan what's the first thing that he did, like acting wise? How did he become of consciousness?
I don't know. The first time that I remember him as The Last Man in San Francisco. I don't know if he did anything or what he's done before.
He was in Lovecraft Country.
He was. Mm-hmm.
Wow, Jonathan, come on the pod.
Can you imagine?
I could actually.
Let's work on that.
Well, listen. Men,
Absolutely.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Figure it out. Get your shit together. Or leave.
Yeah.
Because listen, this train is moving forward. And if you're not getting on the train, stay home.
Yeah. 100%.
Stay home. All right. Cool. Great. Excellent. Well, now it's time for America's favorite segment on any podcast, on any show. It's time for the Pop Culture Pop-Up. First up on the Pop Culture Pop-Up, do you know who Diego Calva is, Julie?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us. He was in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And do
I
you know
that's
who,
all I know.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing he's done. And do you know who Jacob Elordi is?
I do.
And what was he in?
Euphoria.
Euphoria.
And the kissing booth, I think.
He was in the kissing booth. Turns out they're going to be on a film, an adaptation of a book called On Swift Horses. Can I tell you what On Swift Horses is about, Julie?
Absolutely.
Okay. Based on the novel by Shannon Puffall. Sorry, Shannon, if that's not how you say your last name. The story follows newlyweds Muriel and Lee, who are beginning a bright new life when he returns from the Korean War. However, this newfound stability is upended by the arrival of Lee's charismatic younger brother, Julius, a wayward gambler with a secret. A dangerous love triangle is quickly formed as the three vow to start a new life together in California. But their bid for the American dream is blown apart when Julius disappears and heads for Las Vegas instead. Muriel embarks on a secret life of her own, gambling on racehorses and discovering a love she never thought possible. Look, turns out Diego and Jacob are going to have some hot, steamy scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Julie?
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just finished saying I love a man who kisses a man. So we love to see it. I'm not fully convinced that Jacob Elordi is a good actor. So to be determined. I have seen all of Euphoria, so don't be like, you haven't seen enough of his work. I've seen all of it. Still not convinced.
But did you watch the kissing booth?
Absolutely not. But
Okay.
I do feel like maybe he's just tall.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like tall men just get away with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Diego, I haven't seen Babylon, but people love him. The
Mm-hmm.
world loves him. I
He's a
feel like
Pisces.
look at that. Look at that.
March
Um,
16th.
yeah, he's a rising star. So keep your eye out for him because everybody's talking about him right now.
Right. It says here he landed his first lead role in 2015 in the independent film I Promise You Anarchy, a film by Julio Hernandez Cordon, which premiered at the 68th Larcano International Film Festival. Okay, great. Oh, he joined the cast of Narcos Mexico. I've never seen any of the Narcos shows. Have you?
Why am I surprised?
Oh.
Yes, I have.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Are you though?
I mean, I'm sorry in the sense that I've let you down, but I'm not sorry that I haven't watched it.
Right. It's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to watch it. So cool. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do it to it. Next up on the culture pop-up, Sam Levinson, writer and creator of Euphoria. He is coming out with a new show. What's the show called? I didn't even write that down.
The Idol.
The Idol. It's starring The Weeknd, Abel.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone wrote an article talking about a lot of stuff that happened on that set. Julie, I think you probably know a little bit more about what they said. What did they say?
Okay, so the show is directed and I believe written by Sam Levinson, but it wasn't originally. But they fired the first director and they reshot the entire thing because the initial show had what they scrapped. It had too much of a female narrative, too much female centric storyline. They didn't like that. They said, let's restart. Apparently now the show is like just like a rape fantasy. That was what one source said. It puts characters in very compromising situations. They said that the sex scenes were like Sam Levinson was like actively trying to be more explicit than what he does in Euphoria already, which Euphoria is already fairly explicit, which is weird considering these are teenagers that are portraying these insane sex scenes. So yeah, so this article, I mean, definitely looks horrible for everybody involved in this production. And if you thought, oh, I bet Sam Levinson and Friday, Saturday, Sunday both came out and said something different, like something defending this. But no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday posted a tweet that said, there's a scene in The Idol where they're essentially calling Rolling Stone irrelevant, right? And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday posted that clip of the Idol and said, are you mad or did we hurt your feelings? Something, I'm paraphrasing, something like that. That was his response to the expose, which lets me know every single word in that expose is probably true. What are we going to do about Sam Levinson as a society? Because he's already done horrible things to Euphoria. He thinks he's God's gift to the internet. Let us not forget that Malcolm and Marie that was his movie, with Zendaya and John David Washington, Denzel Washington's son. Okay, well, they were both in Malcolm and Marie, but that movie came to be because Sam Levinson had gotten a really bad review from the LA Times.
John David Washington,
yes. So yeah, Malcolm and Marie exists because Sam Levinson got a really bad review on a previous project, and his response to that really bad review was to make a film that critiqued film criticism. So Pressed, another thing I want to add really quick. Zendaya, get away from that man. Zendaya actively praises Sam Levinson. She tags him in a lot of things. I get it. You're promoting Euphoria already. But you know that feeling when like someone is connected to someone terrible and you're like, you got to be a little bit kind of terrible if you're actively still supporting this person. Zendaya, get out of that contract, baby. Get out of there.
Well, I heard she just
I know.
re-signed her contract for
I
almost
know.
$1 million per episode. Sam Levinson looks scary. He looks like, he looks like I would not want to be in a car with him. That's what I'm going to
Mm-mm.
say. Because if I
Mm-mm.
were to say the wrong thing, I think he would, I don't know what he would do. That's the scary
And
part.
that's the scary part. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know he was the son of Academy Award winning director Barry Levinson?
I didn't know who he was the son of, but I know he was a nepotism baby.
Barry Levinson, who directed films like Wise Guys. No, not that Wise Guys. Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
Wag the Dog. Trying to pick out the ones that people would probably know. Um, you know, those kind of things. Oh, he
Right.
won. Oh, Rain Man. Well, listen, if Sam Levinson was on that set with Tom Cruise, we would know why he's crazy.
Huh.
um, I personally have no desire to watch this new show.
No.
The clip that The Weeknd put out was kind of like, so it just doesn't look good.
Right. Well, yeah, that was the other thing that I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
The acting is actually terrible. So,
yeah. I mean, it's not Sam.
yeah.
Sometimes tortured souls don't need money or
No, they don't.
TV
No,
shows.
they don't. No, they don't. Maybe you don't need to process what's going on, baby. Maybe you need to
Yeah,
go home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Okay, but Zendaya, come on the pod. Would love to have you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next up on the pop culture pop up, Shawn Mendes. The word on the street is that Shawn Mendes is possibly, maybe, allegedly dating
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter. What is
She was in Girl Meets World.
Girl Meets
She's a singer
World?
now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Did
the
you hear about her
Olivia.
BBC performance?
Well, that's why I wanted to bring this up.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk
Sabrina
about
Carpenter.
it.
Also, that's to the Olivia Rodrigo story.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
with Joshua Bassett, who's now a little religious person. Um, I didn't want to say something bad. And that's
Yes.
what came out.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Shawn. Have we talked about this on the pod? I can't remember if we have or not. I don't know. Maybe it
I
was on
don't think
TikTok
so.
Live. Listen, Shawn, sweetie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that that's the direction we want to go in after Camilla. I like the
Okay.
idea. I like the idea of the physical therapist.
Isn't she like a lot older?
Oh, how much older?
I don't know.
Oh, well, listen, I don't know. Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know. She's giving me chaotic vibes. And I'm not sure that
Right.
I'm not sure that that's what Shawn needs in his life right now.
Oh, that is what I
Oh,
like
I
this for
see. You're
him.
trying. Oh, I see what you say.
He needs
Well,
he needs some spice in his life.
okay, I'm not a fan of what she said on the BBC.
Okay, I'm not a fan of it either, but all I kept thinking was when I get my shot, you know I'm gonna say something stupid like this. You
Oh
know I
no.
am. You know I am.
So the BBC is a channel in the UK. What is
Every
it?
time
British.
yeah, every time I think about it, I'm like, I cannot believe this bitch got on there and said something like that.
It's the British broadcast channel, I'm gonna assume. I don't know.
I
But
think
I
so.
believe the BBC is like the government like sponsored television channel, or like the royal monarchy channel. I don't know. The BBC has like the rights to like the monarchy or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, maybe you have seen BBC Radio, which is very popular over there in the UK. Pretty popular over here too. They do the Live Lounge. If you YouTube it, you'll see anybody performing.
We love a live lounge. Yeah.
Live Lounge, yes. This is what Sabrina Carpenter said when she got up on her BBC Radio 1 performance. Quote, "How quickly can you take your clothes off? Pop quiz. I'm American, I'm not British. So BBC, it stands for something different. This live lounge just so lit because I'm in it." First of all, was she singing this?
So she was singing a song when she apparently when she performs this particular song in her tour, at the end of the song she'll ad lib something. That's her thing. And she always ad libs something different. Sabrina Carpenter fans, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe because I saw a couple of tweets trying to explain it. So apparently this was that part where at the end of the song she will ad lib.
I see.
And she chose to ad lib that. Babes, I hope y'all got it. What else does BBC stand for, everyone?
Okay.
I know we all know. Okay.
Not everybody knows. Not everybody. No, but a lot of people aren't on the internet like that.
I don't know. But I feel like that's a term. You've heard the term. You've heard it.
Somebody DM me and let me know that you don't know what BBC means.
I don't believe
and I'm not talking about the British
exists.
Broadcast channel.
Yeah, I don't believe that person exists. Not unless they're like younger, right? Like younger, like
interesting.
But I don't know. Like
I have this feeling that a lot of people are really not with it. And they're like they don't know a lot of these things.
That's so interesting because I often feel like, am I not?
That's why I try to explain a lot on here. Sometimes I think maybe they're like, sometimes people probably think like we get it, but I feel like I have to explain things because I feel like a lot of people don't know certain things. I think we'd be surprised.
I think it's good to explain things. BBC guys, I mean, Google at your own discretion if you really don't know what it means. Yeah. Google at your own discretion. I do agree though, but again, I did have that feeling of like, this is something I would say. This is
maybe
and I hate that for me.
Yeah, we need to get some media training for you before we put you
100%.
on a red
100%.
carpet or something. Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
I will
Angie? Say the wrong thing. Yeah.
Can you look into that, please? Can you make sure she shows up too?
Yeah. Yes, please, because I won't. This sucks for her. I think this is like one of her first times going international.
They took the video down.
They did.
Oh,
yeah, that
Sabrina.
sucks, Sabrina. But with that being said, I like this chaos for Sean. I do. Yeah, I think he needs to live a little. He needs a little spice. He needs to get out of his little. I feel like Camila. This is me not knowing anything about them. Okay. I feel like Camila and Sean were like that old couple that have been together forever. They're comfortable. They don't do anything but hang out with each other, watch TV, go on their walks with empty mugs. Like that's all they did. And I feel like Sabrina and maybe we'll like get him to try new things, do crazy stuff, maybe fight a little bit. I feel like Sean needs to fight a little bit. You know, he gave an interview recently. I don't know. This is gonna be a worse story because I don't remember what he said, but I remember how I felt. Okay. He said something about something he had seen, and I was like, this bitch is 20 years behind every single one of us. And how is that possible? When he was like, I just watched this for the first time. And I'm like, oh, no. He said something like, have you heard of it? And it was something like, I want to say it was like Normal People, like something that was so in everyone's fucking face that I was like, Sean, are you okay? Like, what is happening? So he needs a little shake up. He needs something.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I get that. I get it. Yes. Okay. Listen, I hope they're happy.
Same.
Yeah. I don't think he lives far from here.
Let's find out, Sean.
Let's find out.
Come on the pod.
Next up on the pop culture pop up, the Oscars. It's Oscar Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. Cannot wait. I look forward to one day a year, and it's Oscar Sunday. Julie, predictions. What are we thinking is going to happen? Do you want to make any bold predictions here?
I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to sweep. I don't know about best actor. My heart is saying it's going to go to Colin, but I feel like my brain is saying it's going to go to Brendan. And I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to sweep everything else. The only thing that maybe Best Supporting Actress could go to Carrie Condon.
Oh, you think so?
It could.
You don't think Angela Bassett's going to win?
I don't think it's as dead set, like it's as sure as everyone else thinks it is.
I think Best Supporting Actress is kind of like the one that's and Best Actor, because a lot of people have won the Best Supporting Actress category,
and all the three top of Best Actor have each won different awards,
right?
So I feel like that's up in there. I really don't think it'll be Austin Butler. Catch my jaw on the floor if they announce him as Best Actor, because I really do think it's between Colin and Brendan.
Right. I agree for the most part. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win Best Picture. I hope the Daniels win Best Director. Michelle Yeoh, I think, is going to win. I'm gonna manifest, and I'm gonna say Colin Farrell is gonna win Best Actor.
From your mouth to God's ears, my man.
I do think that Everything Everywhere All at Once will win all like the technical categories as well.
Yeah.
Best song, I think will go to Natu.
Absolutely. And if it doesn't, catch me outside of the Academy Museum with my sign protesting, because if nothing, babes, I'm sorry, real quick, I just went to a screening of RRR with a bunch of chaotic, enthusiastic fans. Best night of my life. And the composer of this song was there, the cinematographer was there, the director and the main actor were there, and the composer of the song is the older brother of the director, and he has composed music for 257 movies.
Oh my gosh.
257 movies. So when
I've never seen 257 movies.
Oh my God, I for sure have. But they asked the director, like, how does it feel, that your film is doing so well, but not only that, is helping your brother get this wonderful recognition. And he's like, I feel amazing about it, especially the reception that Hollywood, this elusive Hollywood that Indian filmmakers can only dream to reach, but have never been able to. This is history, by the way, guys. If this wins, this is historic. And he's like, but also he's composed music for 257 movies. So in my opinion, it's coming a little too late. He deserved it so many movies ago. I just want good people to win, and he looks like good people, and I just want their brothers to be happy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I love an Oscar Sunday. The Oscars are on ABC on March 12th. All right. Finally, on the pop culture pop-up, I saw a tweet, and I don't know how true this is. It may not be true at all, but I think it's fun to talk about. Apparently, allegedly, supposedly, the Black Eyed Peas and Fergie are reuniting. And do you want to know what my first thought was?
You tell me.
That anybody will do anything for money. Because I think that they all realize, I think that the Black Eyed Peas realize that if they want to be successful, unfortunately, they have to bring back Fergie. And not to say that Fergie is the best singer, because, well, we've all seen the videos.
We all know.
But it would be a moment. And people would gravitate to it because of the nostalgia. And so if they want to keep paying their bills, then they got to do this. That's why I think this is happening, if it's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think, in my humble opinion, that nothing the Black Eyed Peas do will give them relevancy again.
Oh,
I
you think
think they
so?
haven't evolved musically,
Uh-huh.
and they keep putting out the same kind of music, and I think the world doesn't want it anymore.
I think that people are yearning for let's get it started. Also, I think people will go watch them on tour. I don't think people will go watch them on tour if they're not.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were the
Oh,
biggest
okay.
pop group in the world at one point.
Sure, sure.
And so that's
I just,
that's going to make you money even if you just tour now. There's a
uh-huh.
lot of people who would go watch Julie.
Send us I'm so sorry. I just got sent a video of Jake Gyllenhaal shirtless, and my jaw is on the floor. I'm sorry. Oh my God. If you would go to a Black Eyed Peas concert, I would love to get to know you, because I genuinely do. Every time I hear about the Black Eyed Peas, I'm like, here they go again, trying to stay relevant. Like, it doesn't not they should be held in the iconic level that they once had. Obviously, I think they're extremely talented. I just think in terms of evolution of music and staying relevant and like creating now, I think that they've maybe Fergie will add something different. I feel like they have been trying to, and it's just not doing it for me or for anybody else.
Interesting. And I
Yeah.
don't think that they necessarily care about that. I just think that they want to make more money.
Yeah, that works.
I'm not saying I'm going to go. I'm not going to go to a Black Eyed Peas concert, by the way. I
Right.
just want to make that very clear. But no judgment if you feel like you want to. Please, by all
Right.
means, go get it started.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I saw a tweet that was like, if Gen Z only knew what they actually said on that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna do it for the pop culture pop up. We'll be back next week with more pop culture cheese, man. Or actually, maybe not next week, but more on that.
Right. More on that later.
Julie,
Uh-huh.
do you have a Latinx spotlight for us?
I do. Guys, I got to go do something really cool today. Today, when we're recording this, is Friday, March 3rd. By the time you're listening to this, if you live in Los Angeles, you can go to the Grammy Museum and you can do the Shakira experience. They have like an interactive, cute little exhibit going on from March 4th to winter 2024. So it's going to be there for a while. So if you're planning to come to LA, I loved it. I have this idea of Shakira in my head, of her with no shoes and black hair and sometimes red highlights in it. And that's the version of Shakira that I fell in love with and that I have held very close to me. And it was very interesting to see so much else that she has accomplished past my idea of her. Like, she's stuck in my head with black hair and no shoes on. Like, that's all I know of her. But her evolution of music, her evolution of music videos, there's a tour of the world given by her music, like all the influences from all over the world, and you stop at little booths and you listen to the songs. They also have a section where you can watch like a little kind of like biography video documentary, if you must, of her career and how it started and how it has evolved throughout the years. There's a little section of all of her iconic costumes that she's worn for different things. They have another room for her music videos and people from Billboard and Rolling Stone discussing the evolution of her music videos. Then they have another section for her live performances. And it's great. And it's great to see an appreciation for such an artist that did cross boundaries. We talk about Bad Bunny all the time, crossing boundaries, and Luis Fonsi has done it as well, but Shakira really crossed boundaries. We knew her as Bare Feet, black hair. And then one day, they talk about this in the documentary about her music videos, she appeared to the world blonde hair and bare midriff, belly dancing her low life away. And though the fans for a moment were a little culture shocked by it all and like, oh, now she's for the gringos, I see, which I may or may not have thought that at the time. Right, it was such a stark difference from what she had us all falling in love with, and her music was so different and so full of feminism before we knew what feminism was. Growing up listening to her music, we didn't fully understand, and she was going against societal norms. And even when she came on the scene as a pop artist in American media, she wasn't doing what her fellow pop stars were doing. She was doing something completely different with influences from all over the world, and I don't think we appreciate that enough, and we discuss that enough. So if you can, I highly encourage you to go to the Grammy Museum. From March 4th to winter 2024, the Shakira Grammy Museum experience is going to be held there on the 3rd floor. Very cute. I loved it.
Amazing. That sounds really interesting. Could I watch that documentary somewhere? Or do I have to watch it?
I don't know. I don't know if they just had it there. I haven't seen like these talking heads discussing these particular topics anywhere else. So maybe it was a thing that they did specifically for the actual exhibit.
Interesting. Okay. I love that. Shakira. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Time for some azúcar. I will go first. My azúcar this week is Bravo. It is the gift that continues to give. Not only did we find out about Drew and Ralph getting a divorce from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but today the news broke about Vanderpump Rules, and I mean, it is quite interesting the universe that they have created at that network and how it has been sustainable for so long, which now allows us to move through these moments in life of these people, whatever you may think of them, is, I think, pretty incredible. The first person I thought of was Nina from Newark, New Jersey. Nina, I know you love Vanderpump Rules, and I know you have some thoughts on this Raquel Tom Sandoval business. For those of you who don't know, Vanderpump Rules spinoff from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Lisa Vanderpump. She owns a restaurant, blah, blah, blah. It's been on for a long time now. Word just was dropped that Tom Sandoval cheated on his live-in girlfriend of a very long time with one of the new girls from the show, the newer girl, Raquel. And Raquel originally came in because she was dating James, and on this season she's like wanting to hook up with Tom Schwartz, and now it turns out that she's been hooking up with Tom Sandoval the whole time. And
messy.
It is messy. I need to catch up on Vanderpump Rules because admittedly I haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, listen, other people's drama, it's fine.
I mean, it just hits different.
And let me tell you something.
Tell me.
This house is Team Ariana all the way through. All the way. I have a TikTok coming out with some thoughts. Look for it on TikTok.com.
I love that.
Julie, your azúcar?
My azúcar. I shout out to Angie. I feel like, Angie, tell me if this wasn't you. You're not going to tell me. You're going to want to take credit for it. But Ghosts on Paramount Plus.
So good.
So, did you tell me? Was it not Angie? Was
I think
you?
I talked about it on here. I talked about it.
Oh my God, bitch. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so laugh out loud funny.
Yeah.
How dare it be this good? It's so good. I just clicked on it like randomly. I was trying to find something casual, and I was like, a cute little 30-minute. Love it for me.
Yeah.
I've watched like 4 episodes. I couldn't stop. It was so good. For if you don't remember what lovely Adrian shared, I'll tell you. Cute little couple move into an estate that was Samantha, the girl's aunt's house, and then she dies and leaves her the estate. And they want to turn it into a cute little Airbnb. Samantha falls down the stairs. Suddenly, the bitch can see all the ghosts that live in the house, and they talk to her, and they're all hilarious. It's so good. Also the other person that stars in it, you've seen him in a ton of things, and he's really underrated because he's hilarious. I'm gonna mispronounce it, and I apologize ahead of time, but I am gonna try. Utkarsh Dukar? Udkar. You guys get it. Look up ghosts and you'll know. It's really good. I think actually it's on CBS, and then it gets streamed on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have cable, you can watch it on CBS. Very good. I'm obsessed with it.
It's delicious. Yes. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
A couple of housekeeping announcements. I want to first apologize because if you clicked on our episode last Monday, you probably only heard 7 seconds. And that was my fault. GarageBand doesn't tell you when it doesn't save the entire episode as an MP3. Okay. And so it just says that it's saved. I clicked export to MP3. I walked away from my computer. I came back hours later to upload the episode, and little old me was like, okay, everything's fine. My computer ran out of space, and so there wasn't enough space to save the entire episode, only 7 seconds of it. And that's what got uploaded. My apologies in advance. This is a DIY operation here. It'll never happen again. Although it might, and I'm so sorry. GarageBand, fix that. Hello. Tell me if you didn't save my entire episode.
Right.
Anyways. Also, we're taking a week off. We won't have a new episode next week. So sorry. Apologies. But we'll be back. We'll be back. Let me tell you when. We'll be back. Let me make sure I get the date right. We'll be back. When will we be back? March 20th. The episode dropped on March 6th. We're taking the week of March 13th off. And we'll be back with a brand new episode the week of March 20th. So just an FYI to everybody. If you don't see a new episode pop up, you know why. Right. And that's that. Those are the housekeeping issues. The notes. And now we've made it to the end. Thanks for making sure that thanks for listening, first and foremost. Thanks for listening or watching on YouTube, however you consume our little podcast here. Make sure that you follow, rate, subscribe, review, do all the fun things you could do with this podcast. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at You, Me, and Chisme. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at our website at youmeandchisme.com. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on YouTube, You, Me, and Chisme. And if everyone would be so kind to take 3 seconds out of their time to leave a review of our podcast wherever you may listen or watch, that would be immensely appreciated. Just, you could say it's good, whatever you want to say, but a little review wouldn't hurt. We would greatly appreciate it. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with some new Chisme. But until then, make sure you have lots of love, lots of peace, and most importantly, lots of chisme in your life. Bye.
Bye.